Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel for what is going to be the final chapter of this particular struggle for Hill 314. Now I say that because I'm very conscious over the last two videos, while an awful lot of fighting has taken place, the situation on the map has not really changed. So I want to spare you guys the I don't want to call it boredom, but thing is, you've been staring at a situation map for the better part of an hour and just listening to me talk to you and lots of guys shoot at each other, but for no real tangible gain in tactical terms. So I will end the video after a few turns, and we'll just say that a combination of night, circumstance, general exhaustion, whatever has set in and brought the engagement to perhaps a temporary close, but it'll be a good point at which to reassess and see how things are going. Naturally, if the Germans look like they're about to pull some kind of miraculous breakthrough, I will carry on, but to be honest, all the Americans have to do at this stage is just dig in and bleed the German force dry. So let's see what happens. So crashing swiftly on in the time we've got left and looking at the American hand, we have some superb cards here, and all of them are pretty good, to be honest, except for maybe the scout on A. He probably, because all he can do is appear this turn, I'm tempted to use him as our initiative card, and we will rely on the firepower of all these other good people to hopefully shift the Germans. The Germans, for their part, don't have the best hand again. I mean, Squad B, they still need to pull more men in, really. Squad A is quite heavily committed, but not totally so. And also, the leader can have a powerful impact on the machine gunner. So the Germans are going to cede the initiative to the US again and hope that they're not hurt too much before they can do something useful. So the US, of course, is mightily relieved at this because it means they get to try and kill stuff. So down on their left flank, the suppressed riflemen will recover themselves. Can't do anything beyond that, but at least they're effectively back on their feet. Meanwhile, the riflemen in B, they have multiple targets. Now, continuing with the American need to deplete the German infantry strength, Rifle Squad B is beautifully positioned because they can bring fire to bear against the German Rifle Squad C, and also they can start bringing fire down on Rifle Squad B. So I think, to begin with, and again, taking the risks inherent in not hurting the German scouts, Rifle Squad B is going to carry on the US efforts to eliminate Rifle Squad C. It's going to be a tough shot, and they need an 8 or better, and they fail. So for their second shot, they're going to pivot in place and try and take out German Rifle Squad B and see if they've got any better luck. And for that one, they'll need 8 or better as well. And they do it. Good shooting, fellows. So let's find an infantry card for Rifle Squad B. Yep, there we go. And I'll just give the German deck a very quick reshuffle. Right. Now that ends the American turn. So that wasn't too bad. They're doing what they need to do and shaving off, shaving down some of the German strength, which the Germans will immediately replace by bolstering Squad B. So the Germans, invested in keeping their riflemen on the board as long as they can, are going to call up the very last of their reserves from the supply and push them forward to take the US right flank. And while those new men are filing into position in the forest, machine gunners A are going to target for suppression the US machine gunners. So they need 8 or better, but they've got 4 dice to try and do it. And they do it. US machine gunners are suppressed. Now, squad leader is going to inspire them to do it again, but this time to the US riflemen. And they do it. So splendid bit of shooting from the German machine gunners. They have suppressed the defenders on the hill. So time for a new hand. Let's see how this is going to go. Lots of great options for the US on the left flank. And I think one very necessary one for their right flank. The question is, what do we sacrifice? I think, given the flexibility afforded by the squad leader, let's commit the riflemen as our initiative bid. And on the German side, oh, look at all these hugely valuable people. Yeah, on the German side, they're just going to accept lost initiative because they really need those cards to do stuff this turn. So for the US, they are going to get their machine gunners back on their feet. That'll hopefully help cover the right flank. Meanwhile, down here, they want their riflemen to see if they can finish off that German rifle group there. And they do. They score another hit on them. Let's see if they've got any cards left for Rifle Squad C. No, they do not. Rifle Squad C disintegrates. And that is very bad news for the Germans because, even when you're faced against someone like me who's terrible at keeping track of how many cards of whichever type have been eliminated, it's now clear to everyone that 2/3 of the German riflemen are off map and they're not coming back. So I think given that this area is now looking a bit more secure, I just really want to get rid of those German scouts. So instead of bringing reinforcements on, squad leader for C is just going to inspire his riflemen to shoot again, and their target is the scouts. And they get them. That's a very bad day for the German units that have that lodgement on the hill. Ooh, actually, going through the deck, I wonder how many scouts they have left. Oh, no, they're not out of it yet. But they are taking losses, and I know that's not their first loss. It may well have been the last one that they can absorb. So now over to the Germans. That was a very painful turn for them, unfortunately. But they have Scout Unit A with a toehold on the American right flank, and they're going to try and kill off some gunners. They need a 5 or better, and they do it. So the US loses a machine gunner card. Good shooting, those scouts. Next, on the other flank, the machine gunners down in the woods are going to suppress their US opposite numbers. And they do it. No real chance of taking this hill anymore, but if they can keep them pinned and prevent them from reinforcing other sectors, it'll be worthwhile. So with his squad leader cheering him on, he's going to try again. This time he's going to try and suppress the riflemen. And they do. So another clean sweep of the US position that forces them to keep their heads down. So what have we got with the next hand of cards? Ah, more tough choices. Although we probably don't need that much from our scouts, not really. Okay. What have we got for scouts on sea? Oh, they're not even deployed yet. Okay. In that case, the US is going to use one of the scout cards to retain the initiative. The Germans really need both of those active cards, so they're just going to accept that once again the US will be shooting first. So to begin with the US side, I'm going to use the mortars because they're already ranged in. They had a really good firing round last time. Let's see if they can do more damage. So we'll roll for the scouts first. And they are hit. Ouch. Let's see whether we have a card for them. I'm sure we must do. Oh my goodness, no. The bad news for the Germans keeps rolling in. They hadn't committed all the scout cards for Scouts B from supply, so the mortar fire is enough to drive them completely back. What about their snipers? Oh my gosh, a hit on their sniper unit as well. I must say, the US mortars are really on top of their game today. Nope, nothing in there. So the poor Germans, having only just got some sniper capability back, promptly lose it again. And lastly, what happens to the German mortar section? Oof, they take a hit too. Okay, this is really not good. So the Germans lose their freshly minted mortar card. That was a superb round of shooting from the US mortar team. That's twice they've fired now, and twice they've inflicted significant casualties on the Germans. And the US aren't even finished for the turn yet. I think with squad leader B, because there's no squad B cards for him to inspire, he is just going to make sure that B has plenty of firepower, like they need it for the coming turns. And Scout C will appear on this flank to reinforce his friends, really just to give them more options. So finally, the poor Germans get to have a turn. Before they use this card, and they'll just get rid of that one, they are going to play the platoon sergeant for his command capability. I think we need to do as much as we can this turn, so that's quite handy. Oh, the fog of war, not so much, but it's good to have the machine gunner still in action. So Rifleman B is going to continue putting pressure. Wait, where is... Oh, yeah, he's going to continue putting pressure on that hill. I think in some desperation, given that we are now on the end run, they are going to be committed to a final assault up the hill. But before they do that, they'll see if they can knock off those gunners. But it's going to be a tough shot. They need 8 or better. No, they don't quite do it. Meanwhile, down here, machine gunners C are going to try and keep up their good work and make sure all the US counters here are suppressed. So they are going to target the scouts. They need 9 or better, so it's not an easy shot, but they still do it. So the newly arrived US scouts walk into a hail of gunfire and have to hit the dirt. And we move into another round. So what is up next? Ah, more amazing cards. More seriously amazing cards. Okay. I think we'll use that one. I realise I'm weakening what's now the key position on the battlefield, but I don't want to leave that flank totally helpless. And on the German side, they're just going to bite the bullet and accept that it's going to be another US initiative. Again, they need every card they can get. I think they probably realize they're very much on the back foot with this one now, but they're going to do their best. So the US has the initiative. I'm just going to do the easy bit first. We'll get Machine Gunners C back in action. We'll get Rifleman A woken up. And then ignoring the scouts because they're not quite so troublesome. Machine Gunners A are going to try and suppress their German opposite numbers. Or shall we target their riflemen? That's a very tough decision. I think in the interests of being able to maintain our fire, because we're still in a tactically advantageous position, let us suppress the machine gunners. So we need an 8 or better. And we fail. Oh dear. Our Brownings don't seem quite up to the standard of the MG42. Surprising that. Okay, so what happens now that it's the German turn? Well, the machine gunners C, who are quite happy to maintain their duel with this US position, they don't like the look of those resurgent US gunners, so they're just going to pin them again. And they do not do it. Ah, finally. Either they're having to reload or change barrels, or for whatever reason their fire has slightly slackened, so they have given the US forces a bit of a window there. Further up, very, very late in the day, and definitely too late to influence events, but they're coming anyway. Squad B's machine gunners finally turn up. And the rifle squad is going to fire up the hill, targeting those gunners, because they really need to sweep them out of the way. So they need an 8 or better. Nope, no joy. Whoops. Next round of cards. Right, so as ever, this poor guy, I've used him for nothing but winning initiative all through the game, but he does it so well. So platoon guide, get over there and win us the initiative. The Germans with a really bad hand are just going to sigh deeply and accept that the US are going first. So what can we do with this? So we've got the rifleman. 2 for A. I think I'll wake up Rifle Squad C over on my left flank. And up here, I'll have the rifle squad shoot at the Germans. Tough shot again, but we might as well go for it. Oops. Whoa, let's re-roll that. Nope, they miss. I am going to inspire them to try again. And they hit this time. That was worth it. So that one goes out the German discard pile and into the casualties. And now the Germans can take their turn, but it's not going to be a very satisfying one. Machine Gunner C, well, there's no point moving him. He might as well carry on their gallant mission of trying to keep American heads down over here. Or actually, maybe the focus should shift a bit, because that group could be causing their assault group trouble. Yes, I think probably should have done this a lot earlier. Let's start suppressing those US riflemen in the woods over there. They fail to do it. Their squad leader's going to inspire them to try again. And they fail again. Oh dear, I wonder if this is morale crumbling in the German lines. So that was a very unproductive turn for the Germans. So, initiative. Ooh, lots of choices here. I mean, if the US was feeling really mean, they could play him for his command and have a massive hand, but I wonder what we would do otherwise. I think I might do that. As the sniper's well back, we'll use him to win us the initiative. And on the German side, again, resourcing and logistics. They don't really want to lose either of those cards, so again, they'll just let the US go first. So, Platoon Sergeant issues commands, gets us 2 more cards. Oh dear, okay. I'll start with the mortars. They had such a good run last time that we ought to let them go first. So they're going to continue hammering this hill over here. Actually, not that hill, it's a field. Sorry, we'll hammer that German assembly area over there. We'll start with the machine gunners. And that is a hit. So those poor fellows go into the casualty pile. The mortars next. Oh no, I'll do the snipers. That wasn't successful. And the mortars, that wasn't successful either. Okay, we are slacking off a little bit there. Rifleman A, they're the only unit on the right flank that can take a shot. I want them to keep picking on the German riflemen in the woods. And they fail miserably. Oh well. Over here, I would like the machine gunners to try and suppress their opposite numbers in the woods, because they are really annoying and I want to do something about them. And we manage it. They are suppressed. And now that being the case, I would like Rifle Squad C to try and get rid of those German scouts. Let's see if we can do a clean sweep and get our hill back. 6 or better. Oh dear, that was a terrible shot. Okay, no, those scouts are not budging. On the German side, they're stuck with a fog of war card. but the platoon sergeant is going to issue a command because it's really going to come down to what they can do rather than what reinforcements they can bring in now. So who have we got? Oh, okay, that actually is pretty good. So machine gunners C are going to recover. Now, as it's nearly the end, the Germans, I think, thematically really ought to do a last-ditch attack. So Rifle Squad B is going to charge heroically up the hill, and then the squad leader is going to inspire them to take out the US machine gunners, which they do. Well, not take out all of them, but they certainly inflict losses. So several more of A Squad's machine gunners go down. And German boots are once more on the hill in significant numbers. It's clearly not over yet. Okay, I'm going to do one more round of cards and then we'll see how things stand. So on the US side, ooh, that's a rather terrible hand. Well, for once, we feel like the Germans. We really want to use those cards, so we're going to possibly lose the initiative. Except we may discover that the Germans are equally in desperate straits. But they do need all of those cards to make it effective, and that's quite a powerful hand for trying to push us off that hill. So they're going to let the US retain the initiative. Let's see how this final turn pans out then. We'll get rid of that. I need you to bark out some orders. So use your command and get us 2 more cards. Ooh. Ow. Okay. So first US rifleman card is going to target the German rifleman. And he needs a 5 or better. Nope. Second US rifleman card, same target. And that is a hit. So that German rifle card goes. And they lost it out of their hand, which was awful. And just to really make it hurt, the squad leader is going to inspire a final shot out of them. Same target again. Go for the rifleman. Oh no, painful miss. So the machine gunners down in the woods are going to try and suppress the US machine gunners. They need an 8 or better. And they succeed. Then the squad leader is going to inspire them to try that again, but this time suppress the rifleman. Wow, that was an amazing shot. They definitely do it. Did I say shot? I should have said fusillade of fire. And so that is the end of that round. Now, looking where we are with things, the Germans are in a really, really precarious position. They're back on the hill. They've managed to throw the US defenders into complete confusion, but they have very, very few cards left, particularly for Rifle Squad B. In fact, I just had a bit of a riffle through their deck, and I think they've only got 1 or 2, at 2 at most. So they're not going to be, actually it is just 1. I've just seen their last card was a scout. So that poor unit there, which is right where it wants to be, and it does have help, but it doesn't quite have the wherewithal to take the hill and seize control of it. And I think in an ongoing battle of attrition, the US forces would end up being dominant. because the US has many, many more cards in their supply. And in a sense, they have an advantage because they already control the position. So they could maintain their control of it by simply feeding scouts and machine gunners into the battle, soaking up whatever losses the Germans can inflict, but equally hitting them pretty hard. So you never know in this game. The dice and the literal fall of the cards may suddenly favor the Germans, but I think odds are their attack has largely petered out. Um, I will hand it to them. The German attacks were consistently pressed with vigor and evidently very great courage, but it was one of quite a lot of days the U.S. Army seems to have had in that conflict where they just dug their heels in and went, no, not happening, you guys, not happening. So had this gone on, I think there's an at least 8 out of 10 chance it would have ended in a US victory, because if a withdrawal for the Germans just to temporarily reorganize was unfeasible a few turns before, a withdrawal now is probably not that great an idea either. The US defenses will only thicken while the Germans are sorting themselves out. So I will leave that there. I've had an absolutely awesome game of this, and it's been great getting it back onto the table. And as always, I hope you guys have had fun too. When I start up the next series of videos, I will be playing a mission from the Battle of Britain Undaunted series, so that you all get a sense of what the air combat element of these games is like. And at the moment, Battle of Britain is the only air combat chapter in the series, but maybe we will see more. It is the same core elements of card-driven play, but as you will see, there are a lot of differences. So I will leave this one there, but as always, and as it's the last video, I'd love to say a proper thank you to you guys. It's been really, really wonderful having you along on this mini journey. I hope it's been good for you too. And as always, as I say, keep the comments coming. I will reply to them as soon as I can. And just to say a big hello to my long-suffering, long-standing veterans who've been with me for ages now. And to anyone who's new, if this is your first visit to my channel, you're more than welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. If it's the Undaunted series that brought you here, please do have a look at my other videos. Some of my early ones are a couple of years old now. And as I said at the beginning of this series, I said a couple of stupid things that I was wrong about in the earlier videos, so apologies for those. Just watch out for me, as is my habit, getting rules wrong in my excitement. But I hope you find the thoughts and insights interesting in any case. But whoever you are and wherever you're watching from, it's been really awesome having you along. Thank you so much, and I really look forward to seeing you guys next time when I upload the next series of videos. Take care. Bye.